Dear Sir, here's the baits I want to be painted. Also includes the original. Hopefully you can match the color best you can. Can you also add back to the BS3? Already did it. Caught a 6.06. Hey, Frank. Just reading this nice letter I received from this gentleman years and years and years and years ago. I painted some baits for him, and they have come back to me with friends that need to look like the original friend. So he said this bait caught him a 6.06 pounder just this past weekend before they arrived to me. He didn't want to send them just yet because he wanted to fish a tournament with the bait. And the bait is now in my possession. Looks pretty good, I will say. Brendan, how did you meet Johnny Morris yesterday? What's up, South Jersey? Here's what we're modeling. Here's what I will be copying. The white's going to be the hardest part because it doesn't look like solid white. It might be. It looks a little faded. Like it looks a little, it doesn't look like pure white. It looks like something else. So we'll see. But that, back in the days of, yeah, who knows what. I mean, it looks kind of white, but it looks kind of dirty. It looks kind of dirty white. So it's got a little red on the tail, a little red on the nose, a little purple down the shoulder, little random blood splotches across the side. Good looking bait. Good looking bait. Probably 7 layers, probably. Probably. We'll see. We'll see. I'm trying to figure out this purple. Because I don't know that I've ever bought purple paint. I just mix it with red and blue. I don't know. Yeah, this is one of my old it's one of my old paint jobs from back in the Texas days, back in Austin. BDS3. But this was the it's got some wear and tear. It's starting to look good. This bait's probably been painted, I don't know, 6-7 years ago. Brennan forgot to tell you I decided to get money back for the rat. I'd probably never deal with him again, and just a straight mess from the dude lying and sending me the wrong bait and having issue returning money. Oh, South J. Color in Texas is fire. This was actually, this bait resided its life in California, but fishing wise, I see there's a few similarities in Texas fish and California fish. So this was a good California color, Texas color, everywhere color. It's nice. It's nice, I will say. I like it. So I'm excited because the guy sent me crankbaits to paint. I never get crankbaits to paint. I didn't think people threw crankbaits anymore. A toned down Lucky Craft American Shad. Kind of. It's got more purple in it that you can't really see. There you can kind of see it, but it's the scales keep showing up, but it's the underlying color under the shoulders that's going to be tricky to match. I'll figure it out. It has a purple hue in it or pink. Yeah, it kind of has both. So I'm not really sure how I did that. We'll figure it out. Hello, AJ. How was your fishing trip yesterday? Tell us about all those lunkers you caught on crankbaits. I need a hook. Oh, so the wardrobe today is brought to you by Bel Air Mall in 1998 and Aladdin's Castle. So the last time I wore this shirt is probably a little smidge small. The last time I wore this shirt was on my 13th birthday. I was either 12 or 13, and I had a birthday party at Aladdin's Castle, and there's pictures of me in the shirt. That me in one ear and Dudley in the other. I didn't figure Dudley was going to get too juicy, so I skipped out on Dudley on Bass U. The Big Hurt. I was a big, obviously, Frank Thomas fan back in the day. And I think I was more of a Frank Thomas fan just because I liked the White Sox logo. Yeah, show off these damn pythons. It's what you need. It's what you need to paint baits. Guns like this. So this guy sent me a bunch of new RC 1.5s, and I didn't realize that they don't say 1.5 or Lucky Craft or anything on them anymore. They're not stamped anywhere. There's no signatures anywhere. Eyeballs come out real easy. That's nice. BDSs. I love painting BDSs. They're one of my faves. The more cranking I did, the smaller the fish got. Yeah. You had to pull out that ugly ass spinnerbait to get the bigs, AJ. Did you experiment with anything else, AJ? At this private pond, did you pull out anything weird? Chris, he just wants the one color. He wants 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 baits. All like that. That's what he's gonna get. Hopefully, close. I hope I don't have to redo them. We're gonna try to get it right the first time. But he was very pleasant guy. I've talked to him a bunch. He contacts me. He doesn't do email. He doesn't do social media. He just sends me text messages and says, "Hey, I need some stuff." So stuff he gets. I actually had a bunch of customers from California that were like that. They didn't do social media. They didn't do anything. Great customers that that have stuck around over the years and years and years, and they I will say my California clientele, I feel like, has been very, very loyal. Very loyal. Which is good. Cares about my middle school shirt, but yeah, polo shirt, don't care. This one's much rarer anyway. This is from what is that from? Nutmeg Mills, Nutmeg Mills. I actually had a grimy button-up polo shirt to wear this morning, and then I saw this one in the drawer, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's the one. That's the one." John, are you not a White Sox fan? Are you a Cubs fan? Went with the Bandito bug with the arms ripped off for a buzzbait trailer. No skirt or skirt? All blue. I hear you. I don't really care about baseball. I collected baseball cards back in the day, and for whatever reason, I like Frank Thomas. I don't know that I ever watched much of a white. Like I would never. Like as a kid, I never sat down and watched like an entire baseball game because I enjoyed baseball. I just liked watching ESPN and Sports Center in the morning before middle school, and I like watching people smash home runs. So the Griffeys, the Big Hurts, the Bonds, all those guys. I got these baits from a friend recently from the channel, and he sent me an old pack of JDM paddle tails called the One Up Shad that belonged to Aaron Martins. The packaging is different. Even though Swindle says not to. What does Swindle say not to do? Throw a buzz bait on braid? Got these baits from a friend recently from a channel, and he sent me a pack of JDM paddle tails called the One Up Shed that belonged to Aaron Martins. How did he come to acquire them from Aaron Martins? Oh, a horny toad on the buzzbait. I don't like definitives. I really don't like them. Like when somebody tells you don't do this, I don't really. That usually makes me want to do it more. A couple years ago, they had a Cubs Sox commercial, and they had a current player for the Cubs, and they had Frank as the Sox players because nobody knew who the current Sox players were. That sounds about right. That sounds about right. He says you miss a lot on it with the toad. You miss a lot on it, Swindle. From a friend that knew Aaron pretty well, and he bought a ton of his bait. What else does he have? Who is this friend? And how did him and Aaron get so close? Is he from out west? Ah, eyes are burning. Who is this friend? That's why he throws the Z-Crawl and smaller stuff. Well, doesn't that kind of defeat the point of having the weight for the fish to suck in? think you catch more with a chunk of plastic. AJ, you like the big plastic, heavy plastic. That's why any of this shit anybody tells you, take it with a grain of salt. Unless it's me, of course. Dull hooks, definitely need those. I gotta be real soft sanding these so I don't cut through this shitty clear coat that they've got. These baits have a real bad habit of wanting to wrinkle. You have to almost paint them. They take twice as long to paint because you have to layer the paint so slowly to build it up, because a high level of solvent will wrinkle this shitty clear coat. Amy's calling. I'll call her back in a minute. But he won my giveaway for the Rat Wake and sent me that stuff randomly. It's pretty cool, and I probably won't use them. They even come with an extra bait versus new packaging. How about that? How about that? That'll be a good decor to know it was not good enough for Aaron, so he gave it to his buddy. Yeah, AJ, do you agree that the whole point of using no skirt and a big chunk of plastic is the guys that do that is about the weight and pulling the bait down? Oh, am I sweet? Yeah. So if you're putting a needle worm on it, what's the point? Just throw a skirt. So that theory is out the window. That theory's out the window. Amy, when I went to Walmart to get the kids stuff, I went to the clearance section and I paid $5 for this little shitty life cup. It's terrible. It holds like 5 ounces of fluid. But yes, I am missing my life cup. I had to dig for it though, because the other life cups they have were the same brand and size, but they were purple and pink. And I was like, surely they've got another one. They did. Nah, that's okay. I can live without it for a few days. I can get by. Hey, Brendan, you didn't tell us. Did you meet Johnny Morris and get his daughter's number? Um, oh yeah. I would say Aaron was probably way ahead of any curve that there's ever been. He was definitely on another level. You didn't meet Johnny. You didn't get his daughter's number. So your trip was a failure. The Toad also has a nice shake to it if rigged right. What about you ever run a ribbit, or you just do horny toad? Two different gurgles. Two different gurgles. And I have seen days where they preferred one gurgle over the other. Calm days, I like a horny toad. A little breeze, I'll take a ribbit. And that, it's not scientifically proven, but it's I've proven it with days on the water where that changed. Where you were catching them on a horny toad and it was slick. And then you switch over when the little wind puffs up to a ribbit. Wouldn't eat the horny toad, but then they start eating the ribbit in a little wind. The ribbit always had a little more action. Pit balls. How does a pit ball stay on the hook good? Does it stay on the hook decently? More of a rivet guy if I'm running just the toad, not on the buzzbait. I don't know. Are just throwing rivets and horny toads by themselves a thing anymore? Because I remember when the rivet first came out, that was like all we threw, dude. Hello, Burnsy. It does for me even when you skip it. Well, that's good. I always had a hard time with the pit bosses staying on my hook if you would just pitch them, just fishing them. But that's why I never went back to the pit bosses. The rivet overpowered the buzzbait. I'm just old-fashioned. I just use a rivet on the hook. I will say I did go through this very in-depth stage because back then I need to dig them out. Back then they didn't have big weighted hooks, and sometimes your horny toad or your ribbit would ride hook up, and I started experimenting with, I would take a little split shot and I would put it on the shank of like a 6-aught screw lock hook, and then I would epoxy over it, and I would put like glitter in the epoxy and all this kind of stuff, and I'd color the epoxy and like make it match. And I went pretty nerdy on my ribbit and horny toad hooks because nobody made one. Like nobody made a hook that would ride down all the time. So Amy's gone. See you later. Yeah, they didn't make the right hook. And then what? Did anybody jump on the gambler train when they came out with the double toed hook? I never got on board with that. The top toads, are those the one that float? Bull ribbit was badass. A lot of frog. The top toads floated, right? I don't know if I ever owned top toads. Never owned those. I had the where are they? Yeah. So this one, the running frogs, Hella was throwing one of these, but the Spro version, where you can run it and stop. I will say, the day we were fishing, I feel like this stupid ass frog, it got a bigger bite. It was getting a bigger bite. I don't know. The thing about it is, I don't remember. I think all of Hella's bites that he got on it before the frog was destroyed. I think they were all on a straight retrieve. I don't think he had stopped it when they bit. So I don't know that this being able to float or this being able to be stopped mattered. I don't know if those fish might have eaten a ribbit that day. I probably should have gotten the bottom of the boat and picked up a ribbit. But I would like to see a I would like maybe I need to go back to Hella Land next year when it's warm and do a 1v1 floating frog versus an actual ribbit and see which one of these would outperform the other, just out of curiosity. I don't know. You'd almost have to do it in two boats, though, because the person behind the front guy in the front would obviously be plucking the more aggressive fish, willing to run out there and get it. But I would like to know. I would like to know if those fish would have possibly eaten a ribbit. If that's just what they wanted, was that gurgle. They didn't eat a buzzbait great. There was a few fish caught on a buzzbait, but I don't know. Buzzbait was too much. A ribbit might have been just right. Stupid fish. How do they know, dude? How do they know? How are they so needy? I guess they're kind of like me in their wants and needs. Their wants and bait needs. I have a situation I really like, a tickle sprinkler that I really need to mix in a ribbit or top toad or the Spro that kicks with a different look. Couldn't fish a buzzbait. No, a ribbit would have been a smart choice, AJ. Why didn't we ever pick up a ribbit? OCD with their food. Sometimes you don't. Brendan, everybody always wants a taco, bro. I had tacos last night. Did that never get discussed, AJ? Did we never discuss a ribbit or a horny toad? The taco is the wacky rig of humans, pretty much. I made a chorizo egg breakfast taco yesterday morning. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Oh yeah, you did throw the uni toad, but the uni toad is a piece of shit. I guess it's probably because I wasn't getting bit that great on a skinny dipper, so it kind of changed things. Yeah, it's Hella's fault. He kept the horny toads away from us and the Stanley ribbits. Oh, he's here. Speak of the devil and he shall appear. Hella, did we never throw a ribbit when you were throwing the Ow, that's really in there. When you were throwing the Spro this thing, why didn't I pick up a ribbit? That would have made sense, right? Given the conditions. We had some gal fall off a horse in the ring yesterday. Horse booked it at Mach 6. She went flying. That doesn't sound fun. Brendan, put this in your little pipe. Have you ever had a taco burger? If you're ever going through Tuscaloosa or Birmingham, stop by Taco Casa and get a taco burger. Your life will change. Can you burn the Betra X pretty good without the jitterbug looking mouth? With that jitterbug looking mouth. I don't know. Morgan, you know I'm not the guy to ask. I still got a Fortrex. I was the mockery of Hella's Facebook post. I'm a Randy. I'm a Randy. Brendan wouldn't know what to do if he tried a taco burger. Probably right. What's the Batra X? Let's look. Batra X lure. Mega bass. Yeah, I'm not into that mega bass shit. If I got to resort to a Batra X, it's bad. Got to get someone in the ring. All right, have fun, Brendan. Be careful out there. Don't get bucked. Nook, if you buck. Oh, Batra. Does it wobble? Let me look at this thing. There's a YouTube video right here. Mo Tackle and Outdoors. This dude's from Australia. Let's see what this stupid little thing's doing.
X is a hollow-bodied frog that's designed for weedless topwater heavy cover fishing. The Batra X is around 5 centimeters long and weighs 17.7 grams.
How long's a centimeter?
This unique lure has a removable soft cup, a rumble tail that allows the Batra X to
Rumble tail. That's a good name.
Different configurations, and it's super easy to do. The 4 configurations are the soft cup and rumble tail connected, and this is how it comes out of the box. The second is with the soft cup removed. The third is with the soft cup in place. And
just show us the damn thing swimming, bro.
Within the cup. To produce
I don't give a rat's ass about it in your hand.
Not at you to get yours today.
You didn't even show it swimming. What a worry. What a waste. Oh yeah, the ones with that bendy. Those are good. That's a badass trolling motor. My people. Mud wrestling circuit. Why doesn't Brendan show us? I mean, it sounds like he's actually doing something interesting. Why doesn't he actually show us some of this? Mario, where the hell you been, dude? Did you give up painting 110s? Tom, you pushing back your fishing trip? Or are you pushing back against the camp? Cut your finger off? No. Which one? Your trigger finger? You shoot that one. Had to get it sewn back on. When did this happen? And how does one cut their finger off? I mean, I know a million different ways, but how did you cut your finger off? Right index. That one. Burns, there was a couple of missies. Nasty Nate missed out and sent me a message that he didn't get his email, that Yahoo screwed him. Morgan, he's taken care of. He messaged me that he missed out, but he was taken care of. I'm eagerly waiting on Mario's response as to how his finger got chopped. This is about the most interesting thing we've had in the chat in a while. Hopefully they make it to me before Friday. They should, hopefully, Kyle. You know, I mean, you're close enough that it shouldn't take too long to get down to you. Like 3 weeks ago, my exhaust fan jammed up. I was fixing it and my step ladder folded. On the way down, I grabbed to catch myself and it was right in the ladder joint. Ugh. That, a dull ladder joint, that hurt. That was lots of nerves, lots of bad things. Because that probably wasn't a cut. That was probably just like a crush. Ugh. Like I got stabbed with a spoon one time and that really hurt. What's up, Rich? We're just talking about losing fingers. Wasn't that the wasn't that how the old carpenters, like, it was like the badge of honor? If you're a carpenter and you lost your finger, it was a pinch cut with a bone break. Ugh. Ugh, 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 ugh. That is not cool. Hey. Not cool at all. I think Nate must not have notifications on. He never gets notification emails. I know. I don't know how else to help Nasty Nate besides I could create one of those, but I don't know if everybody's on Instagram. I don't know if everybody's on Instagram, and I don't know if everybody's on Facebook, but I don't know where else you could create another camper group where, like, I mean, email's typically the best. I stuck the tip back on the bone, and my brother took me to the ER. AJ, you didn't miss it on shit, dude. You're not a cranker. You're a wormer. You're a wormer. I've seen the crankbaits you throw. You're not fooling anybody. Just wait till I do. Just wait till I do a worm drop. And AJ is going to be on the chat going, "Oh, I got 6 extra sets. Who needs some?" Dragger. AJ's a, but AJ, you're built like a dragger. You've got the frame for it, dude. You're tall. You got a lot of leverage. Pull fish up and out of cover or off the bottom where you drag your jigs that you can't feel. AJ, you would probably need to put on about, I would say, 40 more pounds in your belly. If you could add 40 pounds to your gut, you would move from dragger frame to flipper frame. You got to have that big pot belly to be a pro flipper. It's key. Might not even be on the bottom, guys. He's swimming worms through the swimming, sinking stuff through the column. He's this guy. Brian, your old carpenter did not cut his dick off with a sawzall. Is that what you're? Is that what that implies when you say his dink? Is that a typo for dick? Your carpenter slipped and cut his dick off? No. He cut through his pants, through his underwear, straight to his schmecky, and chopped it right off. That thing must have been going 70,000 RPMs with some sort of who knows what kind of blade on it. Or do you Minnesotans carpentry in the nude? Meat blade. Well, Mario, be glad it was the tip of your finger and not your schmecky. Frank, I would think it would slow it down enough to not make it all the way through your wiener. Feeling pretty grateful. Just when you're feeling down about your index, the guy tells you the story about getting his wiener cut off. I almost cut my brother's finger off when we were kids. He never had to take anything away from me again, but it was an accident. Dad was passed out. They trip to the ER. He was wearing shorts. It wasn't battery operated. It was electric metal blade. Ouch. Shorts. He must have been wearing like Umbros. He wants to prove a point. I think I can cut through my pants without cutting my dick off. Let's try it. Mythbusters. Can you in fact cut your wiener off with a sawzall over your pants? Oh, there was a guy. Speaking of bad accidents to your nether plums. So my neighbor's house across the street, they had a big magnolia tree. And I wasn't there for this. I just heard of it because I played with the family in that tree, and we were all friends. Well, they had one of their buddies over, and they were playing in the magnolia tree, and one of the guys fell out of the tree, and when he fell out of the tree, rumor has it that he fell on a stick, and the stick went right into his pee hole. Had to go to the hospital and have it surgically removed. Like I said, I wasn't there for it, but I saw like the ambulances and stuff, and I was like, "What happened?" Later on, they're like, "Oh, he fell out of a tree and a stick went in his dick." I was like, "What?" Like, yeah, right in his pee hole. So, be careful out there climbing trees, guys. Ballistics dummy with a kielbasa in its pants. Yeah, that would probably be dumb to test this theory on myself. This live went off the rails. Somebody, I mean, talk about cutting your dicks off. That was the first thing that came to mind. That dude falling on a stick and it going up his wiener. That's my only horror story I've got about that. So we can go back to fishing talk. It's Mario's fault. It is Mario's fault. Back to fishing. Back to sanding crankbaits. Back to flipping and pitching worms. Well, Mario, hopefully you have a speedy recovery and get back to blasting Mega Bass 110s, because I know you seem to enjoy that. Oh yeah, let me hold up the BDS so you can see what I have to recreate. That caught a 6.06 pounder last weekend in a tourney in California. One week ago, this bait was in a 6-pounder's mouth in the state of California, probably on the California Delta. Living its life, getting chewed on. It was wobbling around swimming. 8. Oh. Ow. But everybody's baits went in the mail yesterday. Hey guys, remember that time Mario cut off his finger and we started talking about cutting off Mr. Winky? Mr. Winky. That's funny. We're trying to make Mario feel better. Mario, hope you don't feel so bad about your finger now. Hope you don't feel so bad about your finger. I've got more stories that just popped in my mind, but they're way too inappropriate for these chats. Way inappropriate for public chats. I could pull one off in a camper chat, but even then it might be sketchy. Were you painting lots of 110s before the choppy snippy? I guess so, since you were trying to repair your exhaust fan. Keep it rolling. No, these are horrific. Especially if anybody from my family heard them, they would be like, dude, shut up. Those are awful. You do not tell that in public. Cleaning them is what jammed up the fan. Stupid fan. Well, maybe you'll get back to 110ing. Have you tried painting anything else? Or did you just realize that you're just a 110 guy? AJ, what are you doing today? Wish I could post a picture for you guys. We probably got enough morbid folks in here that they would probably get a little bit of enjoyment out of that. I just found this neat thing at Menards. It's a filter to catch particles before it gets to the fan. Really? A filter? You like put it up against the big hole where your vacuum sucks or your fan sucks and it catches the shit? Campers fire rated NC-17. Yeah. The nastiest stories not built for YouTube. DD-22s, good luck with those, AJ. Well, you're going to have some upset guys, Mario, because they're going to say, paint my 110s. You're going to say, sorry. Sorry. I don't have a finger. They weren't selling blank, so might as well not sell painted. Yeah. I guess. Why don't you just put them on eBay? Blank. And y'all don't look at me like this is the dumbest idea, because it's not. And I'll tell you the whole process of how stupid I am. So, back in my early days of painting, not too early, but I'd gotten pretty deep, real deep at this point, in eBay and things like that. And I was selling some things on eBay, and I was working really hard at perfecting my patterns and making top shelf, high bougie, high caliber bougie boutique paint jobs, exquisite paint jobs, and they sold okay, right? I mean, I was selling enough to keep me interested, keep me painting more. Well, I start going through the sold listings of eBay, and there's this one guy selling the shit out of baits for $8. And you could see like how many items had sold. And it was, I mean, it wasn't a ton, but to me at the time, it was a lot. And that back then, that's what I was interested in, was volume, more customers, more people. So I looked at this guy's listing, and he was buying blank square bills that were clear, and he was putting eyeballs on them, no paint. He was attaching hooks, and he was selling them, and people were buying them. And all he had to do was glue eyes on, a couple hooks, $8. And I said, I'm really dumb. Like, I don't know how this. I'm obviously really confused on how this works, because I'm like spinning my wheels, staying up all times of night, waking up in the middle of the night with like these color patterns and schemes to sell a crankbait. Instead, I could have just been putting eyes on them and selling them blank. And this guy has triple my sales, and he's not doing anything. But I just kept rolling. But then there's another guy more recently. He seems to have created a very popular market for himself in the blueback herring world. And what this gentleman did was he took a Magnum Super Fluke, molded it, poured it out of resin, chopped the tail off, screws on another piece of a plastic Super Fluke, sells it for like $50. Yeah, 100 baits, 100 swim baits. Is that his name? Well, now he's getting ripped off by a bunch of different people that are like, well, I can do that. It's just a fluke. So, but it's such a simple thing. Have morals and respect for, I guess. But you see this kind of stuff pop up and you're like, dude, this is so simple. And like, it's just like, I don't know. Like my brain would just never go there. You know what I mean? My brain would never go there. Like, screw it. I'm just going to take a fluke. Just mold that thing. I mean, it makes sense. But hello, Anthony. But I think there's quite a few guys that have the Magnum Super Flukes shaped resin bait now that they're trying to fill the demand. Hideout made a hard bait version of a paddle tail. Their stagger bait really is an interesting concept. Let me see that. Let me see that. The soft plastic. Hide up stagger wide. Always wanted a few customers with deep pockets. Found a few over the years. Yeah. I sold a lot of those clear chartreuse blue 6XDs before Strike King said enough of that. They said, no, 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 Mr. Horseshoe. We can do that. Way better. Way cheaper. What kind of bass angling frame do you have? I would say, Hella, you have a junk fishing frame. You're not big enough to be a flipper or a pitcher strategically. Or like to where that's your like specific thing you do. You're not bony enough to be like a crankbait madman. You're a good in between to where you've got the weight that you can slow down, but you're still small enough that you can move when you need to. So you're a good hybrid angler. Staggered joint hard. Oh, that thing is weird looking. There's a used one. Wow. That thing looks like a kid's like school project. Looks like an arts and crafts bait. That's weird. That's real weird. Real weird. Yeah, you gotta be heavy on the heaters to be a spinner baiter or a. I feel like spook guys, and I'm not talking vixens, and I'm not talking other Dreamwalkers. I'm not talking about that kind of stuff. If you throw an old 2-hook spook, maybe 3-hook, you got to be burning lots of heaters. Probably weighed more fish on a spinnerbait this year than everything else combined, and I've smoked 0 cigs. Morgan, just think what you would have caught if you would have had a pack of Camels in your pocket. They would have probably claimed you were cheating in all these tournaments. Smoking while fishing has ruined too many good shirts. We got weights and fish, exactly. And they would have cut them open, no weights, and you'd just been going, what you find in there? Saying nothing. Didn't think so. Didn't think so. Don't. I would love in college to watch fights start like that. Dude be smoking a cigarette and somebody be talking shit to him. You take a cigarette and put him right in the face, and it's on. I think that's the best way to start a fight. What happened to those guys? Are they doing any time? Burns is built for flipping. You just don't like it. Everybody I know that's a great flipper. They're shaped like a bowling ball. There's always exceptions. Just saying, if you saw most spinnerbait dudes at a bar, they look like the guy who tried to bum one off of you, for sure. If you're an old iron worker that has leather skin, lots of burn lots of cigs. Definitely favorite bait is a spinnerbait. I have to be really dainty with these baits. I like flipping a lot, but I don't like flipping fast. I like flipping, and when I say flipping, I mean pulling string. I like flipping like a 3/4 1 ounce weight in water hyacinths or matted grass. And I do it not because I think it's the best method to be catching bass. I do it to unwind and to clear my head. And I'll take like a 6-mile stretch of bank that's got all this shit on it and just mindlessly pull and flip. And I don't care if I don't get a bite. If I get a bite, it's a bonus. But I could do that for hours. Hours and hours and hours and hours. Worth, definitely. Definitely. I don't know where he's at. I should have got Jody when Jody was on the camper show. I should have got him to tell the story about pulling Kevin Worth to the classic. He works at a dentist office. Got 2 mutual friends, Jamie Horton and Denny Brower. Interesting. Probably. He's probably over there with Brendan in Oklahoma in the ring. Anthony, do you fish from boat or by land? Are you physically running? Or do you pace a bunch? Kayak. Powered. That helps. Thank you for clarifying. You got the juice. You got the juice. Because Lucky Craft came out, this is probably a good question for South Jersey. South Jersey, has Lucky Craft come out with anything in the last 5 or 6 years that was actually decent? And by decent, I mean not its ability to catch fish, but something that was actually just cool. A horse dentist. How about that? That would make sense. Well, he probably knows Brendan. An equestrian. Oh, I should have put those two together. Should have put those two together. I wasn't reading the words. I haven't seen anything out of Lucky Craft. I would like to talk to somebody that was really in the know at Lucky Craft and get them to explain to me what's going on over there. What's going on over there? Do they care? Do they not care? Are they trying? What do you think makes new junk and re-releases old gold? Do you think, just theoretically, that if Lucky Craft approached Rick Clunn and said, Rick, we're sorry we dropped you. We want you back. Let's make a deal. We want to put you back on the RC. Actually, we want to put you on all of them. We want to make the BDS years, the 1.5 years. Do you think Rick and Lucky Craft back together could make a blip in the square bill crankbait sales again? If they had Rick behind them saying, you know what, these guys made some turds the last couple of years, but I'm back. And I straightened them out, and they're right again. They've got my name on them. We did it. We brought the 1.5 RC back. We're talking theoretically, John. If there was just Rick sitting around free agent, which I think they could get him. I think they could get him away from Ichikawa. What probably not if there's bad blood. I'm sure there's probably some bad blood, but complain about how they weren't the same. I don't care. I throw the damn knockoffs anyway. I throw the ones I paint, and most of them aren't Lucky Crafts. It'd still be mundane, wouldn't increase interest. KOs are too expensive. Yeah. I haven't bought any in a while. Ollie's has restocked with Lucky Craft. I know someone who bought $200 in Lucky Craft baits. I love Lucky Craft. Like, their baits catch fish. And they have cool designs, and they have a lot of designs to choose from. They fit all your little niches that you might have, or little bait categories you might need. Yeah, I mean, Rick isn't, he's still a legend, but I don't know that. But I think they need Rick as out of the spotlight as he may be, and he's still in the spotlight a bunch. But I still think his stamp of approval would do a lot. It would help. Hella, if I can get Amy nursed back to health and I can sneak away from the house for a little while to be able to come up here and chat with you boys, we'll give away a plenty. I got a big wake out there that needs to be given away. I'll probably go paint it. I haven't painted it yet. Went to Ollie's last time in the U.S. They have some older discontinued stuff, but the color selection sucks. John, that's what I'm for. That's why I'm here. Buy good cheap shit, have it painted, then you got real nice shit. That's why Nathan bought so many, because they had good colors like matte shed and a few minnow colors. I would say their matte finishes are probably their worst finishes. If they're still using the plasti dip that they used in years past, that would just melt away. I hated those things. They looked great until you put them in a tackle box and they melted. I don't know who decided that was a good finish to put on a base, but you could literally rub it off. Still out of 1.5 DDs. It's a shame because it's the best KO on the market. Yeah, the 1.5 DD was a fish catcher. I still have some hoarded. I wonder why that is. I know where those came from. Maybe I should just message those people and just get the 1.5 DD. Are you interested in some of those, Andrew, Anthony, Mindy, Aaron, Mindy? Yeah, it catches them. That is actually, I feel like I sold a fair amount of 1.5 DDs. Does Lucky Craft still sell that? I've had their matte finish melt away. Yeah, like their Lucky Craft's matte finish, you could just take it, and if you rubbed hard enough, it would just roll up in a ball. Yeah, I need to message those people and see if they're interested in selling some of those. I'd like to know where Dudley Petite got his baits from back in the day. I wonder if he would give that up. I wonder if I could message Dudley and be like, hey, old man, I want your 1.5s again. Where do I get those? They were the best. AJ, I don't know if you were around for Dudley Petite's baits, his blanks. Maybe you might have been around on his way out, but they were magnificent. I think I have something here. think I have some in here. You never got any blanks from them, dude. They were the best, hands down. Hands down. There's one. They were that kind of foggy, really like not glossy, kind of smooth finish. They were just kind of a frosted plastic. That's one of his, I believe. I've saved this over the years from, but his baits were so clean. Plastic was great. They were strong. Wonderful baits. Here's two of his 1.5s, I think. This is the last of his 2.5s. I mean, his 1.5s. And they were like a lot of the 1.5s you get now, they say they're silent. But when you shake them, they have a little, like, it doesn't bother me, but some people it does. But when you shake them, like, his were actually really silent. That one's kind of loose, but they were typically silent. Recognize that guy? There's some good stuff in here. Look at that. How old is that? Nice tackle craft stuff there. Dang, look at this box. This is my old shaky heads. That was my shaky head I built back in the day. It's got a 5/0 long shank in it for real shaky heading. Yeah, I figure that's probably 1/4 ounce, I'm guessing. I'm guessing. American shad, kept for myself. Bluegill, I kept for myself. Crawfish, I kept for myself. Check that one out. Kept that one for myself. That's probably one of my favorite bluegills I've ever done. Kept that one for myself. Got lots. I got that whole line of baits I did for the a place down in Miami that wanted to sell all these little cichlid colors. These were my color samples. Oh, here's some 2.5s. That was a good body. The 2.5 holographic rattling. What am I going to do with those? I don't have a clue. So I have 2.5 DDs. Oh, here's my there's a treble hook I tied back in the day. Not terrible. Not terrible. Young Tacklecraft. This bait sold well. Way back in the day. $3/32 of an ounce. Does anybody fish around golden shiners, roach, carp things? Here's some old wood my dad made. It's an interesting profile. Whoops. My box is broken. I really like this box too. I wish y'all could smell this. I wish you could smell this. The old chameleon. Not the same as the new chameleon. The old nasty. Smelling good. Some blues. The best stuff is under the table. Possibly. Possibly. All this shit on the wall is a decoy. I know. I do need more stuff. That way I could struggle to get things open. I need more stuff. I need to get back on eBay. I haven't been on eBay much. I get on there and browse a little bit, but I haven't had anything that has piqued my interest as of late. I get around and snoop. I think Brendan bought all the shit that I wanted. Let me look. Let me see if there's any. No baby wedges. What a dick. Stanley. Baby wedge. Ooh, there's two platinum ones. Don't like those. The wire's too long. Oh well. Oh well. Or B3s, or killer B2s, or anything. Thanks, Brendan, for taking care of, for keeping eBay warm while I was gone. Dude, Bagley prices have been terrible. Terrible. Not that I'm like a collector, but like I have a few baits that I tried to get rid of that are highly collectible. And if I would have sold them like 6, 7, 8, 10 years ago, they would have been through the roof. I don't know if it's the people collecting them. I've heard that it's the internet, that people are realizing because of the internet that a lot of the stuff that they thought was really rare is not as rare as they thought it was back pre-internet. So I don't know what the deal is with the Bagley market, but stuff that would command hundreds and hundreds of dollars back in the day, people don't even get that interested in it. Guys are dying, I guess. There's not a lot of, I guess the Bagley collectors group is not growing. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. I feel like Bagley's always pretty strong with its collector group. You ain't gonna like this, but I want some old honeybees. Morgan, what hook do you put on a honeybee? That is the question. What hook do you put on a honeybee that doesn't sink it? A number 8? A 10? With like crappie split rings? Because I've got one that I tried to fish, and I put these hooks on it, and it sank like a rock. But I'm gonna have to get real small with it. John, the B3 size one, the 3-inch one, number 2s, short shanks or long shanks, shouldn't matter. But and then 4s on the chartreuse one. I like short shanks, but whatever you choose. 4s and 2s. Bernsey, is the Mac Attack going to require 6s? I want to know how and where does Carolina Crankbaits find all those old Bagleys and Zooms every year? I will say, Kyle, the Bagleys that they have are typically dog shit. Like, they're not good. Like, they're shitty colors. They're not great. I've never seen any of their baits that they had that I was like, damn, they've got a stockpile of like juice. But you can typically find them cheap anywhere. Like I said, I never seen any of their Bagleys. I'm like, wow, y'all got a collection. I had a guy recently message me about some a collection of baits, and it is a ton of DB3s, and you could buy them. Like if I was Carolina custom guy, I would probably buy them, put them on the website, but I don't like DB3s. But they made a million of them. So if you hunted and pecked around, like my dad went up to the mountains in like North Carolina or somewhere, and he went to an antique shop, and this lady had like 30 DB3s, and he bought them all for like a buck or two a piece. And he might have given her $50 for 30 of them, and he brought them home. He's like, I got a bunch of Bagleys, and I was like, what? He was like, yeah. And I opened it up, and those DB3s are like, son of a bitch. DB3s suck. But they would be good for lip mods. 10 on the belly and 8 in the tail with a 0 size O-ring. Are you joking? Jody does fish a DB3. He does. He's a DB3 guy. I don't like him. I let him DB3. I stay out of that. I stay out of that garbage. He throws it at weird times too. Typically, if the bite's off, he'll start digging in the DB box. I always thought the DB1 would be a good bait, and I threw it a ton and never could get bit on it like I thought. Rich, who, me? Yeah. What's that mean? I would like to. That would be nice. But probably not. I need to go run my boat is what I need to do. I need to go run my boat. So I've got I've got a lot of DB2s, got a lot of DB1s, a lot of DB3s that I bought because I liked all the other baits so much. I was like, oh, I'll just get all of them. They got to be good. I just need to figure out how to make it work for me. Like Roland Martin throwing the kid the pack of Cincos. You don't work them; they work for you. I just had to figure out how to make them work for me, and I never figured that out. So that still remains a mystery. So, like there's a whole all these down here DB3s. I go find the grinnell holes. Three more, guys. And then I'll dig out my DB1 box. We'll look into my old Bagley DB1 box and look at some of my hook choices that I put on them from back then. I wonder if I probably have a DB1 box. I probably have a DB2 box and probably a DB3 box. Made a bunch of shallow running DB3s for Chad. You modified them? or you made them from scratch. Going to be in Mississippi in March for a week. Wondering if I should drag. What part of Mississippi, Rich? Which part of Mississippi? In March. Yeah, it all depends on where you might be. If you're around Meridian, probably. Because if you're around Meridian, there's lots of options that are within an hour drive. Ryan Thiel could probably tell you. Thiel, you still there? Could be good. That's what I'm saying. It could be real good. Hattiesburg. Oh, you'll be down south, way down south. You'll be towards me, Rich. That's 2 hours away from me. Hattiesburg, not so much. I don't know anywhere around Hattiesburg that would be worth dragging a boat to. At all, but I might need to message Cliff Pace. There's that turkey place, Turkey Foot or Turkey Paw or something, Turkey Fork or some place down there that's supposedly decent. Got some big ones in it. But after that, you're just looking at the river. I don't know of any like lakes or anything, and the river's not great. Mississippi, South Mississippi. Looking for a name. No telling, Dustin. We already talked about Ryan, where he could go if he was up on the Tom Bigby that way. But because he could slide over to Gainesville, Lockade, anywhere over there. But I wouldn't send anybody from, like, it would be hard to send somebody from out of town. Over there, you know what I mean? Because they'd like go down this sketchy ass road and pull up to the boat ramp and be like, "Do I really leave my truck here?" I'm like, yeah. Leave the boat at the house. That's what I'm saying. I would definitely, unless you're planning on stopping along the way. I wouldn't pull it all the way to Hattiesburg. Let's see. Morgan has piqued his curiosity. See if Morgan can name it. Only have 7 days. Yeah, I would leave the boat at home. Yeah, that's a Hellcat. Big Bay Lake. I'm not familiar with it. If it was a Bill Dance signature lake in Mississippi and it's public, it has certainly been vacuumed of any potential edible fish in there. I would think goes through wood like a motorcycle and the wiggle is on point. That would be the Hellcat. That would be the one. Oh yeah, Burns went to Southern Miss. He knows Hattiesburg, Hattie's Vegas. There's 2 in Mississippi. I don't know. That is why I requested them. You requested that color? Or you wanted that bait specifically? Dustin, you've been doing some damage? Or are you just taking it out for a spin? Or did you just take it out to knock the dust off? That was an old one. It was not crazy old, but a couple of years, I feel like. A year or 2. I can't keep up anymore. Caught a solid fish on it this weekend, put it away for safekeeping. That's typically what I do. John, I've been asking that question for a while. As popular as the bronze gamakatsu is, why don't they make us a short shank? It's been discussed here a lot, and nobody has come up with a good answer. We don't need all these other hooks. Just give us a short shank bronze. Best hook ever made. What the matching bait was, I can look and tell you. Hold on. Let's look. Came with a Hellcat too. Was it the same color? Maybe. Why? Also, no, not in those. Let's go down. Not in those. Not in those. Not in those. Oh, damn it. Gold brown, natural citrus, natural gill, citrus. These are all old. I'm not seeing it. Wasn't in that one. It's a DT6. Solid bone. Nitwit, no. No. Rat, no. SB1, no. Slim root that everybody murdered on. Booger. What a good bait name. Copper citrus. No. That's from Austin. Wood grain gill. Natural citrus gill. No. I don't see them on here. Kind of goldish shoulders, blue purple stripes. Big Bay Lake is private. Let me look again. Let me look again here. I had some filters on here. Let's take this off and let's search by Hellcat. No results. Wix is really a piece of shit website. Oh, I think Dustin sent it. No, Morgan sent it. That one. Oh yeah, that one was sexy. That one was sexy. Big Bay is private. I got some short shank number C2 colors for the Hellcat right now. Don't look right. Yeah, I'd go fours. All right, dudes, I'm gonna get off of here and go wash some baits. Get ready to do a little painting. Don't want to mess up my treasured Frank Thomas shirt, so I'll probably have to change. Y'all be good. Thanks for tuning around for our little fireside chat today. We'll be in touch. Hopefully talk to everybody tomorrow. Have a good rest of your day. Sayonara. Rich, I'll put my thinking cap on about the fishing trip. Like if you'd like to go fishing, see if I could figure something out for you. But anyway, all right, that'll be good.